Hello, good morning. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is, what is the day? It is the 6th day of February, year of our Lord 2026. I was like ahead a day. Was looking at my watch list of the week, and every day my watch list was for the next day after the day that it was on. And so yesterday I was like, tomorrow is the 7th. And then I am like in my head a full day ahead. So I'm actually getting a full day back. So congratulations to me because I get to enjoy one more full day of February. Kyle's in here today because Huddy has been traveling across the globe like 21 hours on airplanes to get to I don't know where, Thailand, China, Japan, New Mexico.
South Korea,
Um,
somewhere.
Kyle's voice is a little bit weak today, so we're gonna keep it light on him.
We're
Uh,
here.
he's here, but it sounds like
We're
he's trying
here.
to seduce us. So we're gonna try to take the heavy load off of him. Gave him a few extra minutes of warm up here, and a lot of the comments I'm seeing, nothing on my watch list. Red on the week. Should have been no trades this week. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's you never want to be the Monday morning quarterback with trading. You want to be the guy that's doing all the right things right. That when you look at a year, 3 years, 5 years, where if you approached it the same way across all different market cycles, you would have done the best. You don't want to be looking back and going, I should have been perfect here. I should have been perfect here. While it's having to change everything each time. If you took setups that fit your criteria and they lost, I have no problem with that because they go in the basket of trades that do yield positive results over time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with pulling back when you think that there's nothing out there. But time and time again, we've seen really great plays come out of nothing. And if that's not you, if you're not like a risk reward type of trader, I get it. If it's like market sucks, I'm out. Um, I think it would probably save a lot of money for risk reward people as well, but you can't take that risk sometimes, and you got to be there. You got to be here. Keep an eye on the watch list on the market. The overall market was a bloody day yesterday, but fear not. We'll bring it right back this morning, up over 0.5% right now. It was kind of rude. It was the first time, and we've been talking about it all week. I was kind of like, come on, let me see some more blood. Because if we just hold the previous higher low and go back, like I just know nothing's going to change unless we just go balls to the wall over the highs. Like, and then what? We have a short term little. I guess I would take anything at this point. But, um, oh, I didn't put the chart on there for you guys. But yeah, at this point, it is what it is. I'm kind of, my watch list is a little bleak for today. But you never know. So I will be here. I will keep tabs on things that are there and keep trying. What is your 2 cents on this Friday is this, yeah, first week of February in the books? I think you're green. I'm like down to our, but call it break even. I'm expecting at some point to have a win. So I'm going to, in my head, be positive about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling better about the markets. Yesterday was like peak panic. I was looking around and everything panicking. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, why are we? No one even knows why we're panicking anymore. We're just like the world's dying. And so we're bouncing a little bit today. We could always go lower like next week or later in the month, just because that's how pullbacks can happen. But we definitely reached like peak pain, and so I'm hoping that now people have started worried about like losing their life financially. They can focus on, I don't know, like it's hard to have really good setups work when everyone is in fear. And so I'm hoping that was the worst of it. And so later next week, people can calm down and be like, wait, why was I worried again? Like once you're able to like step outside of like the tornado that is the fear of the markets, um, you then can be like, wait, what a minute? Like, and then you start like being not greedy, but you're able to take risk again. So I'm hoping that's kind of where we're at and where we go to next week.
Yeah, I'm done hoping. I'm gonna wait. I will see. Just gonna stick to my watch list. Someone asked, "What would you guys recommend during these market conditions?" Just log in daily, keep a routine, or take a step back from trading completely. That's gonna be a you thing. I think with the more success you've had in your career, the more I would recommend breaks. Go on that little 3-day cruise. Travel up north. Winter is a tough time because you kind of have to travel if you live in a normal state, unlike San Diego, to get something more positive. I haven't seen the grass in a long time. Um, do a little ski trip up north into Canada, go to frickin' Colorado. If you're more experienced, I think I trust your judgment enough to know that you need time off. If you're new, I think you sit down every single day. You start creating a process. We talk about it all the time. This is the greatest type of market to learn in because you're not getting rewarded for stupidity. And when you can, flex that muscle every single day and force yourself to follow rules, force yourself to be disciplined, get in trouble every time you break a rule. And there's kind of that immediate response from the market of like, don't do that, versus getting rewarded for those things. I think being here is a really positive thing. I'm not saying be here and push a bunch of buttons. I'm saying make your watch list every single night. Scan, backtest, study the DVDs, the guides, the video lessons, the webinars over at Clover. Like, triple down on education. Be here every morning. If there's nothing on your watch list, we don't trade. If there's something on my watch list, that's what I'm focused on. Like, and the truth is, every time I talk to someone about doing that, when we're coming out of drawdowns, when we're having big losses, it's also what you should be doing all the time in the good markets. And once you realize that you'll get the best results by having that consistent approach, everything kind of changes to the upside, because you realize I don't have to do anything different. I can trade every market the same. I'm inherently going to be more aggressive and more risk on when the market's crazy good. But if there's nothing on my watch list, I just don't take trades. So naturally, I will take less trades, which is my goal during slow markets, and I don't have to force it. I just do what I normally do, which is do. If you guys are around here, you know that we talk about the biggest gappers in small cap land. I was telling someone the other day, I can tell if I should trade today based on how many people show up to Good Morning NASDAQ. So it looks like it's going to be a little better than yesterday out there today. Market's green. You can almost tell maybe the direction of the overall markets by it and how many people filter in. But 29 likes right now. I need to see that number at 40. Okay, we really want to get to 9,000 subscribers. I'm not going to tell you a secret, but we really want to get to 10,000. But to get to 10, we have to get to 9. And I think we're close. And what I really want to see, is everyone here who is not subscribed, go ahead and click that button. It literally will cost you $0. You will not even know you did it. You'll help us out. If you're around a couple times a week, couple times a month, please do it for us. Check out the rest of the videos on our page as well. We post long form content all the time. And, go leave a comment. What do you want to see? What videos you want to see? But like the video, subscribe to the channel. We really, really do appreciate it. Let's see. We do have one gapper that is. It just looks Chinese. Let me.
It is.
Is it? CCHH. I just smelled it. And I pulled up the daily chart, and this is what I see. It's like. Have you ever been to Cedar Point? Do you guys know about that in the West Coast? Kind of like your Six Flags, like your.
Yes.
It looks like the Millennium. Doesn't it kind of look like a Millennium? Like a slow climb up,
and
tick,
then it
tick,
just
tick, tick, straight down. You could probably put the Millennium 4 as like background picture on this thing. Like, remember when we were messing around with like that art online, where like someone would do art in the like on stock patterns. So like this could be a roller coaster or a mountain range or something. I feel like this would be a good one for it. But
I actually bought one of those.
You did?
Long ago. I bought one. Yeah, it's like 2019 or something. I bought one. Can you guess what it was of?
Enough to be ship, pothead.
No.
2019.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Too funny.
Where is it?
It was a mountain range. It's like, you know what? You go over the gapper. I might have it.
Okay. All right. Biggest gapper of the day is CCHH out of Malaysia. We just took a look at it. We did a sneak peek of the daily chart, and you can see that it is just X liquidation, X poop. It looks like it checks out, right? Extra cash, just an IPO. I'll bet you there's no news. There's not. Just a China stock. Is Malaysia in China? No one really knows. I don't think it is. Is it? Who knows? Nothing going on here. It is also a 65. Oh, I thought it was 6 cents. So it's a little better. 65 cent. You have some resistance up here. This is where I would draw my line at this 85 cent area. A decent volume. Not the greatest dollar volume for a sub $1 stock, but 80 million on, sub $1 this morning. Looked like at some point today we're gonna overtake that. But that's like the main resistance before you get to this death drop where the stock goes from 15 to sub $1 in 2 days. Those were the days, folks. So you want to look at this like, it's up 70%. If you want to look at it like a multi-week breakout over 85, I guess it's technically there. I don't love trading ex-China liquidation plays, specifically on the long side. I feel like all the ones that work I don't touch, like MLGO or Holo, and then all the ones I do touch are like Y something, but are just poop on a stick and don't go anywhere. I'm also I've been doing a lot of tracking, and we'll continue to talk about that stuff in the webinars over at Clover about breakouts in general. And the more data I see, the less I really like these more multi-time frame breakouts versus, unless it's like an SOUN BBI, like something that Kyle would want to buy as a swing, like those mid-cap stuff. But as far as these go, I kind of see, what's it up if it's at the highs, a little over 100% at the breakout level. So that's kind of what I see there, either short resistance, gap and crap, or late day type of breakout thing. But at the end of the day, really just not all that interested in ex-China pumps.
So I don't have it. Unfortunately, I looked at a few places I think I would have kept old paintings or posters, and it's not there. So maybe I lost it or I trashed it. I might have trashed it because it was like,
What?
they're cool. There's one that wasn't that expensive, but two, I remember not liking it or holding it up anymore because it's like you buy it at the time of the chart. So now
It looks
being
different. You want an
6, 7
updated
years,
one?
yeah, 6, 7 years later, like you don't even see that part of the chart anymore.
You can't
it's like-
do it on something like that that's going to trade, that's going to have a life after it. You almost have to do it on like, GME
Yeah,
during that run, because it will never do anything like that again.
right.
Knock on wood. Or I guess,
Or like Lehman Brothers. I think that's like not here.
yeah, it's something that, or like, like what I was saying, like a Shimp or a pot in or something, where it's like they're most likely going to be a freaking reverse split or delisted at some point, like,
Yeah.
or it has like a ton of memory. Like Bitcoin has memory too, so you have your little Bitcoin coin in the background. Like that's not a chart, but
Right.
like a one-off play, like the play that took you over $1 million for the first time or something, like.
Yeah. And I forget. I know it was a dip buy, but I forget the ticker.
I remember it was a wild day for me. It was my first 6-figure day. And
Yeah,
I think
so many trades
everything
that day.
just went right. It was the type of market, man. You'd show up, and I remember I was like, "Oh, I'm in a swing," and I was just up like 15 grand. I'm like, "What? I don't even remember this." That's how I started that day, and then it was. You'd have to go back and look. I know the day because my wife told me it was recent. It was like in the past few weeks.
January 20 something.
Yeah. Man, that was fun. Fun times.
That was cool.
I hope at least one more time in my career we get to, because I think me and you and like Huddy, like we'll have side conversations like it's time. Like remember all the mistakes we made last time, or maybe we'll be so stupid because we're humans that we won't learn.
We repeat every time, every year. Oh, God.
Let's see. We'll take a few more questions. We will get out of here. A lot of people commenting on Kyle's voice. Are you fine? Am I being rude for making you do this?
No, I feel great, guys. I just don't sound good. Like I have like a stuffy nose slightly, but like in terms of I could run a mile right now. It's weird, like I'm sick, but I don't feel sick.
We got 6 minutes left. Show us.
No, I'm not.
You probably. What are you, like a 5:15 mile?
Oh God. So that's the weird part. Whereas I mean, I haven't trained as hard for my half marathons in a long time. I haven't run a half marathon at least a year plus now, so I'm not as much as in shape as I was. But even when I ran half marathons, I was never a fast single mile. Like I went for obviously pacing myself for like try to get under 8 minutes a mile for 13 miles practically. So I never actually timed myself how fast a single mile can go, but I could probably, I would guess I could get under 6 or close to it right now. I'd probably have to train to start getting consistently under 6 again. Yeah. So.
I loved the mile one because it was such a short time frame where your brain could you could fool your body and be like, all you gotta do is like 5 minutes of all out and it's over soon. Like once you started to get to 2 or 3 miles, it started when the mental warfare I hated started. Yeah. Like when I played college soccer, we had to do like these fitness tests, and one of them was we had to run a 12-minute 2 mile, and I'm like, dude, that is like tough.
It's
like,
tough.
and it was like 90 degrees. Like it was like end of summer or beginning of summer, like, beginning of the school year. And that's like my biggest fitness accomplishment. I've ran a 5:12 mile, but I was like a freshman in high school. I played soccer my whole life. You just are running off of freaking candy and you're so little. You can do anything. But that was my happiest thing, a 12-minute 2 mile. If I had to run 2 miles right now, I would die. All right. Are you still in your SNDK trade? I don't think Kyle is in it. I think he
No.
sold it. You know, like his MSTR one will probably catch perfect top.
No, I
Which
sold it
which
around.
day?
It's
Do you
actually
know which
it's at
day? Was it
yeah. It
130
was
or
on the earning.
22?
It was on 130, and
Okay.
that was a rule break. I knew when I was selling it was a rule break, but I just wanted to go into February like all cash. I was very tilted on every world of the markets, so I just said no, screw it. Like we just need to start over, and technically you'd still be in, but it's at 600 right now, so I'd still be exactly where I sold it. But then again, it could still go right. The 10 SMA has not gotten broken yet, so
Where is the 10 right now?
the 10 as of yesterday was 560.
Oh,
I'm
so you're getting
assuming
close.
yeah, I'm assuming by today it'll be like 570, 580.
You might have missed the. I think at this point it's going to be breaking it during consolidation, so it might have been a sad stop out versus where you sold. It was a little bit of happiness. You, I think, survived the scary of like if it could have gone to like 8 or 900 in 2 days, like following where you sold, get the
Right, that
blow
was my
off.
biggest,
That would
yeah.
have been like sadness, but now I think you're going to get out
Yeah.
probably at an advantage.
Yeah, that was my fear, which is like I knew it was a rule break. Just how bad of a rule break is it going to be? Is this thing going to go to 800 and I'm going to feel stupid, or is it going to just like trade sideways and stop out roughly where I would have sold anyway? Because I had such a small position left, and so that so far it looks like that. Where maybe I would have made a little bit more, but it's not a big deal. You know.
Well, let's keep it on that weird large cap crap. I know you were trying IBIT yesterday. I pulled up the chart yesterday because I thought I saw you or someone talking about it. It really hasn't got green in like 7 days.
Yeah, it's a
And
big
it's
pullback.
opening up green right now. This is basically what your Bitcoin ETF. Um, I don't know if you're still interested. I feel like when I start looking at something like this, I gotta walk away. Like that's what I think. But I see a ton of merit in, but it's up like this is the first like when I my favorite first green days are like, and this is not one for me. This would be like mean reversion type of play, but and I know nothing about where Bitcoin is or anything, um, but first time green in a long time. I would not be
Yeah,
surprised to see some sort of bounce here.
yeah. I said someone asked me in the Clover Room yesterday of like when I was buying it, I was like, they're like, "Is this a panic dip buy?" And I go, "Well, no, only because I consider my specific panic dip buys are on the OTC market and are long gone. Like that was the strategy I got profitable with, the very first strategy or setup I got profitable with. And those are long gone. So like I don't constitute these as that only because it's such a vastly different. Even though the idea is the same, the nuance is completely different. Or these are much more choppy. But yeah, it is still a dip buy idea, and the fact that if something can panic so much, then eventually a balance is coming. But again, it's very far and few between. Like I think I've done this specific pattern on specifically large cap assets, maybe 3 or 4 times. Like I did it on Tesla, April of last year, or was it February, March of last year, right when Tesla panicked from pretty much all time highs to all time not lows, but what it went from 480 to 220 in a matter of like 2 months, right, or 2 3 months. So I was buying that one. I did buy a little bit of Bitcoin back in what was it, November, December, late November when it panicked then from 100K plus to like 80 or whatever. So if something panics it has to panic enough. And so Bitcoin going like 25 30% in a week, I think fits that merit in terms of the panic that you want to see. Like I bet had all time selling volume yesterday, like the most volume of all time. So it's like in terms of a blow off or exhaustion, yesterday was certainly it. So it doesn't shock me things are bouncing today. You know, the one I'm most disappointed about is Hood, because Hood HOOD had an even better panic. It's practically down 50% to start the year, and like last 4 or 5 days just been straight down. So that's gapping up like 7% today. It's a nice bounce.
Yeah, wow, that's an incredible run. 30 to 150.
Yeah, and that was one of my better swing trades last year. But I screwed it up actually. It would have been my best swing trade of all time if I didn't screw it up. But I was still relatively new, so I have to give myself some grace on that one.
You're not a robot, okay?
Yeah.
LIMN. Well, my gut is just going to tell me this is going to do a sideways day, and I'm going to be buying a breakout on a Monday. That's what my gut says. My rational brain, my watch list says hasn't been red in multiple days. Probably worth a
Yeah.
try if it goes red. Yesterday, action looked pretty normal versus the other day.
Mhm.
I would probably be a fan of tighter risk just because I'm afraid of the stock. But it's like one of those things where every time the stock's gapping down in this day, we get angry and upset. We're like, whoa, it's so stupid to take. And then when it's gapping up, it's supposed to be like a gift, but I'm also like, I'm now more scared of it because it's like green on the day. Um,
Yeah, the risk reward's kind of shot on this gap up.
are you watching it? Just a yes or no?
Which one? Sorry, which ticker?
Lemon?
Oh, and that one? Yes, watching.
Not a
I don't know how
fan.
good it's gonna be, but I do have a chart up of it.
Let's see here. Someone asked BATL. Any reason to keep an eye on it? I could not give you a reason if we sat here for the next hour. So no, it's up 14% on a stock that is dead, not near the highs, not in play. Nope.
Yeah, nothing for me there.
Nope. Is there any reason to keep an eye on it? There is not for me. And watch, this is the single-handedly biggest move of the world coming. Whenever I say that, but no. I'm gonna ask if I'm a Manchester United fan. Do not watch a ton of soccer, football. Do play FIFA. My team is Liverpool. If I had to have one, but I couldn't tell you anything about the team right now. But if I had to have a European team, it would be Liverpool. I don't watch the MLS either. But World Cup is coming up soon. Is it? Is it this year? World Cup. Is it in America? In
Might be
Canada?
somewhere.
It's definitely this year. Canada, Mexico, United States. I think there's a game near me. I think Toronto is like 5 hours. But all right, everybody. Kyle, Huddy's not here. Maybe not because of your voice, but there's if he demotivated the people on Tuesday because we asked him for motivation and he said, "Screw you all, you're not getting any." And then a bunch of people are like, "Well, now I'm unmotivated." And so, how do we get them back to balance? Just back to just not too motivated, not too unmotivated. Is there anything you have for them?
Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna motivate you or make some people upset, but if I'm here sick, still trading, you gotta beat me. You know, like you don't have to like you're never gonna actually trade against anybody, right? But like if you want to be in the top 10%, like you gotta beat out 90 other percent of people, you know, and like if you're not gonna show up when you're sick, now granted it doesn't mean you have to trade when you're sick, you know, but like if I'm showing up here, and now it's not the worst sickness in the world, I feel fine, right? But like some of you you got to work harder than you think. I think, and it's like put it this way: if you're asking yourself, "Am I working hard enough?" The answer is no. Then, now it doesn't mean you have to like literally kill yourself working hard and to study, but like I don't know. Just imagine when you're tired, knowing that you're not actually that tired, and you could always go a little more. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just try to push the envelope a little bit. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you should be spending more time working, studying, tracking, testing, all things not trade related right now. I think so many people complain when the market gets better and they're like, oh, I missed these 3 breakouts this month. Oh, I wasn't able to catch the right move on this first red day. And they wonder why. And it's because you did nothing, took vacations, or didn't work hard enough when the market sucked. Right now is when you start preparing yourself to be rewarded when the market takes a turn. There might only be 2 good months all year. Like you have to work under those parameters. Are you going to make a year's worth of money in those 2 months? And you hope you get 7 or 8. Most years we get enough, but right now is the time to grind. Right now is the time to study. And I think most people think every market is time to push buttons and make money, and that just unfortunately is not the case. And when this wraps up and we have plays everywhere again, you're going to hope you're prepared and you're ready to take advantage of all of them. So I'll beat that dead horse. We'll see you guys on Monday. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend. Have yourself some chili. Make yourself some wings. If you're feeling really froggy, go ahead, throw a brisket or some ribs on the smoker. That's my next thing, Huddy. I'm gonna get into
Smoking.
barbecuing. All right.
Nice.
That's going to be my next passion project. So, well, you don't even eat it. You wouldn't even be able to try it.
That's
But,
right.
well, pig's not really meat, right?
It's
It's beyond. It's fake meat, Kyle. Try this.
it's a different kind of it's a I don't know. You start making up a word. It's like
Uh,
no.
it's vegetarian.
Yeah.
You start saying like certain meats, and this is still vegetarian.
Hey, well, pigs eat plants, right? So that's like you're just eating plants indirectly.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. We're gonna head on over to the Clover Room. If you want to get signed up, clovertrading.io. Come spend some time with us. Come study. Now's your time to study. Come watch all the hundreds of hours of content we have. If not, we'll see you Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, and toodaloo.
All right, bye everybody.